Welcome to the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. Discover less and enjoy our holistic resources. Join us weekly on Wednesdays for our live talk show discussing the topics central to maintaining the holistic lifestyle you want. Each week we bring on leaders, product providers, and educators to enlighten and empower your natural journey in wellness. Let us begin. Welcome to another fabulous Wednesday inside of the Inner Light Radio platform known as Wellness Wednesdays. This is the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We are here each and every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. Now, our website is createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Once again, createyourholisticlifestyle.com. And our Facebook page is Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. Once again, Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We are live. If you have any questions for either our guests or co-hosts, the call-in number is 310-928-7733. Once again, 310-928-7733. Dr. Rabb, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I had my 1 hour program this morning, and I talked a lot about diet and about why people should start learning how to eat to live instead of live to eat, because
right.
all of the things they're going through right now, these pandemics and all of that, the healthier you are, the better off you will be, and you don't have to worry about running out and getting needles stuck in your body thinking that's going to fix everything for you.
Yeah, shot an arm does not sound very good to me. Dr. Brook, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Just getting in the garden now, so it makes me very happy to see things growing and sharing with friends. Love this time of the year. It's good.
We love the versatility. All right, we're going to get right into this show today. We have two fabulous guests. Our first guest today is Chelsea. Chelsea, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. I'm so glad to be here. It's been a couple years since we got to chat on one of your fabulous shows, so I'm happy to be here.
Well, listen, you've only grown to amazing heights. Let me tell you, when you smile, you just light up any social network you're on. That's a plus. So I'd like to talk about how you got into what you're doing in this field of health and wellness, how you built something based on products and health and become successful in your life. Because some people that are in this space need to understand they can take a product, grow it, and become successful. Let's talk about how you got into what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I came into it very organically, just discovered the phenomenal nutrition here, and quickly realized I wanted to partner with this organization. They've been around 20 years, and it just floored me on day 5 just how much better I felt. And by the end of that first month, I really dove into the science behind it, because it was the first thing that had really worked with me and something I knew I didn't want to be without. So I just organically started to tell people, people were asking me, what are you doing? I want what you have. And I saw the opportunity here in the vehicle that Isagenix has put together for anybody on the globe, that has a passion for health and wellness. This product, it's complete, all natural, whole food nutrition. It really brings the changes in a very common sense way. And so I just, I've been very blessed to grow into one of the top leaders here globally with Isagenix, and changing a lot of lives across the globe on multiple continents. So
that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So one of the things I'd like to share with each and every individual out here, I have some background noise here. So Chelsea, the thing that most people really don't understand is they can take something that's very good that they love and they can make a business out of it. And a lot of people in health and wellness really don't know the best way to do that. So maybe you can share some things about that, because look, I'm a product manufacturer myself. So most people don't have the money to go make their own products. They would love to do it, but they can't. Also, to be able to take something and grow it beyond their quote unquote zip code. Okay? So we all know health and wellness is very important. So talk to us about how you built what you built, because look, we all have a message something we're passionate about. But the message with you, what I like, is how you built it. How you put your passion to something that transcended your first initial thought of where you are today.
Right. That's such a great question. And, really what matters most is finding a company, which I have found, that is producing the products that are really changing people's health, like on a cellular level. So product is key, and we have that. And the vehicle with Isagenix is really unique because everything is done for you. Like, I literally just eat this. I love how I feel, and I share it with other people. But the difference, I think, in how I've gone to such success in a fairly short time is definitely the passion in me. I love to help people. I want to see them have a better quality of life, and I know exactly how to get them to that place. If they're struggling with real imbalance in the way of diabetes or imbalance in the way of cholesterol, just want to feel better, or maybe they're an athlete and they just want an all-natural approach to their nutrition, I see such improvement, and I have to give full credit to that, to the product of Isagenix. But the vehicle they've created that allows us to share that, so I don't have to handle production, marketing, I don't have to handle product, transactions, employees. However, I get to grow my organization now. It's over 7,000 people internationally. I just get to enjoy this and help people, and the compensation is very much unlimited. It's only limited by me. So that made a lot of sense to me because, believe me, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I get wanting to have your own business and starting from scratch, trying to develop that product, trying to get it out, trying to get it into 26 international markets. That's going to be tough. And so Isagenix, the vehicle is here for you to dive right in. It doesn't matter your background, your education, your gender. If you are passionate about being healthy, if you are passionate about helping other people get healthy, then you need to dive in. And leadership is key. I came into an incredible team, and I've helped to enhance, a lot of our processes and best practices so that when people come into my organization and they want to do this as well, they have the tools to quickly duplicate what I've done so well to become, a top leader here.
Okay, so look, let me ask you a very direct question, okay? Now, look, you can take anything with your talent. Doesn't matter what it is. You still need to have certain basics to be successful, no matter what the vehicle is, right? Being this opportunity, products made this, said the other. Share with us some of the things that you overcome and also the things that you need to have in place to be successful in the health and wellness industry.
Oh, that's a good question, too. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is to throw aside the fear that so many people are walking around. I think they are living in this safe space of working for someone else. And what I see most often is people are afraid to go out on their own and really depend on themselves. But there's so much support here and knowledge and training, and the dues are laid out for you. Like, just don't be afraid to take it into your hands and create you can be your own CEO. You just need to have the right vehicle. And so throw fear aside. I mean, I think some of the things, certainly when you get started and you're running your own business and it's global, there's some scary things you got to do, maybe conversations, but at the end of the day, you just have to move past that, because what's on the other side of being fearful, of being your own boss, running your own company, that's where the bliss is just, there's nothing that you can't do. So real belief in yourself is key. And I think a reason people are successful here is we help them develop their gifts and their strengths they already have. Anyone can learn to get better at social media. Anyone can learn to have, better productive conversations. And so just trust yourself and don't hold yourself back. That's the first thing that comes to mind, Johnathan.
All right. Dr. Brook, any questions at this time? And then Camille has joined us. Camille James in the house.
Hello, Camille.
Hello, Camille.
Hello, guys. I have missed you.
We missed you too, darling.
You smelled in like Reedy Jackson centipede. I can see you right now. You just moved into the conversation. We love it.
Yes. I'm glad to be a part of it. And
yes.
And hear all the
yes. So I want to get some questions.
So.
All right, so anyone have any questions at this particular point? Camille or Dr. Brook?
No, I mean, I've enjoyed Isagenix for many years, and it's one of those companies that just keeps on working with people to see how humans work and how they think, and
yes.
So it's a great company to learn a little bit more from. So I'm actually really excited to hear what they're doing and what you're doing with it. I mean, because that's the thing, we get to choose what we want to do with things, but there is a system to this, and you should probably, do that. So
No,
definitely it's great.
it's very important. You put key things in place. So Chelsea, how does someone get a hold of you to be able to interact with you, and so that you can share with them how they can take their life globally? Because the one thing you do is you build the person out. And a lot of times, sometimes if you have an office or a practice, you can have someone in your office be able to go through and handle these things so people get educated and they become successful and then be able to experience the products on their particular level. So share that with us.
Oh, absolutely. Well, definitely you can go to my website. It's chelseamdonaldson.com, and you can definitely reach me there. My contact information is there, and there's a lot of goodness, just what we're doing, in the way of the health, and then also to make an impact with the financial issues that are happening today. So this business opportunity is ideal, and as much as I'm passionate about the nutrition, I'm even more passionate about what the business opportunity gives people, especially after the year people have been through, especially women, what they're facing in the workforce. I want to speak to them directly. I have a lot of amazing men on my team as well, but this is a solution that people really need. So I'm happy to schedule a call and just understand your goals, whether you want to just get healthy and feel better, or whether you have a sense of maybe this could be something you would love to do as well along with me. Then definitely go to my website at chelseamdonaldson.com, and you can contact me there.
Hey, look, I have a question for you. What do you
Sure.
think that is missing for people to be successful in what they dream about or think about based on what you've experienced? Because, I've known you for a while. Every time I see you, you're always lit up. I would like to comment on every post. Facebook just won't let me. They shut me down. I know I have too many friends. They put me in Facebook jail because I show too much love. But
Oh,
share with us that particular part, just because you got a heart of gold. I love talking to you. And I just want to
you're so kind.
feel your
I
heart.
appreciate that. Yeah, and you always, I just so appreciate all the warm support you always give me
Thank you.
and our group here, and thank you for that. But, as far as to be successful, I just want people to realize they can have belief in themselves, that there's no limits. You can do anything that you want to do. You just got to believe it, and you got to be willing to put the work in. You got to have the drive. Don't just sit back and dream about having a life of freedom, of time freedom, more time with your family, more money to spend time with them, or to do the things that you usually have to say no to. Don't just dream about it. Get up and take action. And there's so many opportunities around us. I see what's happened in the world, but I stay so positive. I know how bright the future is. There's always an opportunity if you just are willing to put the hard work into it, the effort, and have the drive and the longevity. Nothing great comes overnight, but, here you can really create something special that will change your life, decades down the road in just a few years. So, just take it and run with it, and don't be afraid to go do it.
I can really appreciate that. And for those individuals out there, sometimes you're looking for something to grow beyond where you are. There's opportunities out there. And this lady has done it. And you can go to the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle show. You'll see the post there. Chelsea is an amazing lady. Chelsea, give out your information, contact one more time for everybody, because, look, you have a great story to tell, and you can walk people through what you've been through. And, look, all about the health and wellness business, let me tell you, there's different levels of information that's out there and different styles that you can meet your goal. This might be one of them for you. You never know until you reach out, but you have to make that first step. Please give out your information, please, Chelsea.
Absolutely, yes. And just one more thought, if I may, is just know, everyone listening, that, hard work and effort can outweigh talent anytime. So I'm just excited to chat with people, and understand their goals and to make sure they achieve them. You can, you can contact me through my website at chelseamdonaldson.com, and we can definitely set up a time to chat for sure.
I love that. Thank you for being on today. Let me tell you, we have our special guest coming on after this, Serena Poon. Let me tell you, she's a chef above no other. Let me tell you, It is a day where information is key. Take it and embrace it. Use it for what you like. This is the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show, and we're here for you each and every Wednesday. We're going to take our commercial break, come back with our next featured guest. Thank you, Chelsea, from the love of my heart. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your success. Anything we can do to help you, we're there for you. Thank you so much, love.
Yeah. Thank you for doing what you guys do. Keep it up.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Meet me in the marvelous St. Martin for an evolution into self-love and soulful living. Hi, I'm Bernadette Davies, founder of Agape Holistic Retreat in St. Martin and around the globe. We're an all-inclusive retreat in St. Martin and private retreats and around the globe. It's magical. www.agapeholisticretreatsxm.com. Attunement, enhancement, alignment. www.agapeholisticretreatsxm.com. Meet you in St. Martin.
My name is Michelle. I am the beauty boss of A More Beautiful You with Jafra Cosmetics. What is so wonderful about Jafra is that it is an essential business and fits into everyday needs for everyone in your family. Jafra offers over 500 products within 4 departments, and they are, department number 1 is our skincare department with our 5 exclusive Royal Jelly skincare lines powered by our Royal Jelly RJX technology. Number 2 is our on-trend gorgeous color and makeup line, a must-see. Number 3 is our fragrance from the world's top perfumers. And department number 4 is our body care for the entire family. Just added is our daily advanced hand sanitizers in 2 sizes. I invite you to visit my website to see more of A More Beautiful You with Jafra. My website is www.amorebeautiful-u.com. That is www.amorebeautiful-u.com. Thank you and stay safe and well.
Welcome to the hemp industry, including new product CBD-based discoveries is here. It is a smart, organic personal care option today. Industrial hemp is one of the fastest growing segments of the wellness industry and is quickly emerging as a lucrative business opportunity for many. This emerging industry strives to create products that are designed to revolutionize the way people care for themselves. These products are well formulated to produce the finest quality of dietary supplements on the market, derived from industrial hemp containing proprietary CBD compounds that help support the body's endocannabinoid system. For more information regarding hemp, nano water soluble CBD, CBD pet care, CBD choices for your complete body, and receive your home delivery, visit The Lifestyle Store at www.createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Once again, The Lifestyle Store. It's at www.createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Health is the new wealth. All right, we're back. This is the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. This show is live. The call-in number is 310-928-7733. Once again, 310-928-7733. We're going to bring on right now the lady I've been waiting to talk to. Let me tell you, she can, if you have her in your kitchen, she's dangerous. Serena Poon, hey, how are you?
Hello. How are you? Thank you so much for having me here today.
Let me tell you, if it was any better, I'd probably be an herb that's still waiting to grow to be used. That's how good. Yeah, I'm telling you, amazing what you're doing out there. I love it.
Thank you so much. And I really enjoyed listening to Chelsea as well. That was awesome.
Well, we have to give the tools. Sometimes people at different points in their life. You need to understand different ways you can be successful. And I can't wait to get in this conversation because Dr. Rabb, he grows things. And obviously, Camille James, awesome, grows things, smoothies. And I tell you, Dr. Brook grows things, cooks things, the mamas and papas. I love it. So we're going to have some fun here. So, Serena, tell us your brand name, and how you got into what you're doing, please.
Okay, well, great. So my personal brand, my lifestyle brand, is Serena Love. And under that, we also created a sister company called Just Add Water, which is it's holistic, supplements, powdered foods. And so I really was inspired in my journey when my daddy got sick with cancer. I mean, that was really at the very beginning of my journey, and
Sorry to
still
hear that.
Thank you so much. It's still what fuels my passion today. And so, just that whole experience. My daddy was sick with cancer when I was in college. He was with us for just over a year, and then he transitioned. And then 2 months after that, our mama got sick with cancer as well. And so that just changed everything in my perspective on life. And I started diving into food and herbs and plants and like how we could use food as medicine, which is what took me to culinary school. And, it's motivated not just by wanting to give everyone around me just like the best opportunity to have optimal health and to heal yourself from within and to use natural holistic ways to do it. But also because as a caretaker, you're not also taking care of yourself. So it's providing for yourself, for the people that you love, for the people that you take care of. And throughout the course of my journey, I started out as a chef, going to school and studying the culinary arts, to use that as, food as medicine, but also dived into nutrition and was studying everything very holistically, and there's Ayurvedic and there's Chinese medicine, and obviously my approach is very integrative and functional. But that led me to create something like the Fed Water. And as I continued my journey into, kind of explored spirituality and just my own self and personal development, I decided to become a Reiki master. So in my private practice of Culinary Alchemy, what I do for people and what I do for my clients, but also to my, community at large, is really teach them how you can have whole body wellness, and optimal health. And that's really focusing on our physical body through nutrition and supplements and food, but then also on your spiritual body, spiritual nutrition, using those elements to kind of feed and support and nourish our energy centers and our energetic bodies as well. So that's what I do, and that's how my journey began, but it's still what fueled me today.
Yes. Let me ask you a funny question. And
Sure.
I don't know if anyone's ever asked you, what do you think you're known for?
Oh gosh.
See, I know I'd get you.
You did, because it's, if people are like, what's your niche, what's your avatar, it's a tough question for me, because I'm known as a celebrity chef. That's obviously how I started off my career. It's also the first description we put in any of my titles. But I'm also a nutritionist, and that's very built into my practice and everything I do as a chef. Even as a student, that's what I was doing, and because that's what I was doing before I even went to culinary school, was diving into nutrition while I was still in college and while my parents were sick. And then as a healer, and I think a lot of people also know me as a healer, whether or not it's through energy work as a Reiki master, or just collectively with food and nutrition. So I'm known as that as well. So I'm not entirely sure. I think it depends which circles, but I think that as a celebrity chef and nutritionist, that's really what pops up first.
I like the smoothness about you. You're there. All right. So look, Camille James, right? You're in this space. Some questions here for Serena. I love everything she's doing. She's amazing. And I know you guys can share some information. And what I like about most of the things that you have going on, Serena, is how you cook and do things and how you pick things and make it work. Camille, questions, please. Or share.
Well, not necessarily a question, but just it's amazing how we get inspired by things that came to challenge us. Because I got in the business for the same reason. I had loved ones who had been suffering. And one of the main objectives was to show others, we want to help them. But we can't fix everyone. But when it comes to our loved ones and they pass away, then doing good work in their name. And that seems to be what she's doing right now. Mm-hmm. And I just want to tell her I admire her.
That's a great point. That's an excellent point, Camille.
And so we wonder sometimes why certain things happen in our life, but then they evolve into a purpose-driven life. And it just makes it even more special. So, just kudos and thumbs up for what you're doing right now.
What I get from you.
Thank you so much for your kind words. I really deeply appreciate them. Thank you.
Serena, what I get from you when I look at the things you've done and following you for a while, people have to wake up with some kind of purpose or anything, or be driven, or have notes on the wall or something like that to be reminded. You don't need any of that in what you're doing. And that's the great thing about it. You wake up every day. I just see you just going through, like I wake up every day. I tell people, I stretch my arms and go, what did the son of a king do today? You've got that figured out. Dr. Brook, questions or comments that we can share at this point for Serena? Dr. Brook might be in the bad.
Sorry, I couldn't. I started talking with that, but I hadn't hit the button right. I was on mute. But no, not really. I mean, just let's keep going with learning more about you and what you do and how that can help people, because I think it's another great topic we're on.
All right, Dr. Rabb, anything to share at this point before we move on?
I'm kind of like what Dr. Brooks said. I'm a listener, because I do a lot of talking. I just had an hour. I had an hour of talking this morning, and right now I'm just set on listening to somebody else. I may be able to pick up something there that I can use even in in my senior years.
Yes,
you never know.
Exactly.
Senior years, you're killing me, Doc. You're killing me. It means I've known you too long. The events I've done with this guy, Serena, it's unbelievable. He's right in your back door. Okay. So, Serena, let me ask you this. Somebody comes to you, right? They come to you. How do you work with them? How do you access
I'm so sorry. You got cut off. I didn't hear the very first part of it. My apologies.
Okay, no worries. I said, so Serena, people come to you. They see what you're doing. They want to be better in all aspects.
Yes.
All right. How do you work with them? What do you suggest? What different styles of programs that you can offer to them, or you do offer? Because, look, I've seen you in the kitchen. I feel bad. I think I need to go to Malibu and get some film work done on you. That's how I feel when I see you go to work. It's that personal to me because I like to cook.
Mm-hmm. So there's varying ways. I have a private practice where I work one-on-one with clients, and there is there's a lot of different things that I do, which you can probably pick up on from my at the very least from my social platforms. So my best is
what do you enjoy? What's the best for you? The way you like to work with people?
I love working with people, but the reality is I can't work with every single person that you talk to work. So what I've done is, we're in the process of creating programs. Well, actually, that's not true. I already have programs that have been created, and they're launching probably next month because they're packaged in with supplements. So our very first program out of 12 that I have, they're self-paced programs. The first one is our Ultimate Health Reset, and it's where you'll be able to stress less, sleep better, and slim down in 28 days. And it's a self-paced program that's powered through my app. I have the Serena Loves app, and in it there's meal plans and recipes and a shopping list and gratitude journal and just mindset and meditation tools and assets, along with recommended supplementation that will help support your adrenals, support your health, all of that. So that's our first one, and that's launching in just a few weeks. And that'll only be the first of a dozen where, they're just really basic, self-paced, simple programs that people can use if they aren't able to work with me. And then if I do a consult and we decide we work together, I offer a very, very comprehensive package that's a consult including, lab work where you can get it done through me or you can get it done through a doctor. And I break down your lab work, and it's a pretty extensive intake form that we go through that gives me more insight into who you are from like a Chinese medicine perspective, and then from an Ayurvedic perspective, and then of course from an energetic perspective. There's Reiki, distal Reiki session that's included in that, so I can tune into your energy centers.
Very
and
nice.
Then it's a very, very comprehensive overview of everything, and then I create a protocol for you of what I recommend you do, you eat. There can be sample recipes, and then of course, like holistic modalities that you can do lifestyle-wise to supplement the whole program. And so people work with me that way. Sometimes we'll work together for a few sessions. I have a lot of people sign on to work with me for a minimum of 3, 6 months, a year. I have clients that I've had for over 10 years now, 15 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's my private practice. And we have those programs. And then I'm also creating some coursework that really breaks down what culinary alchemy is and how you can apply that to your own life, and how you can teach others as well, and you can apply that to your family and your friends, and really show them how.
Let me back you up for a minute. Just so people. Let me back you up for a minute. What is culinary alchemy? Can you just share what that is for individuals that don't know what that is? Because you said it's so smooth that they figured out, like, hey, that sounds right, but we need to identify it. I mean, just for everyone. I love it. But I want to make sure they understand what it is. You gave them something they probably have not heard of before. Most people.
Yes. Thank you so much. You're absolutely right. I have a tendency to just roll on and chat and culinary alchemy. Thank you, Johnathan. Is basically my healing method. My practice, my program of really using education around food and integrative and functional nutrition and merging it with intuitive and healing energy. So that would be like spiritual nutrition. So what I talked about at the beginning was how between the studies I've had in different types of nutrition, the culinary background, but also studying as a Reiki master, I'm able to combine all these different modalities and these different pillars into the protocols that I create for my clients. So we're creating coursework around really simplifying it so that people can apply this themselves, at home. And I've been teaching it online, just really giving information. All of it's been free, just especially during COVID, because people were locked up at home. They're quarantined, and the resources were limited at the very beginning of this pandemic. And so understanding how you could really drive energy and utilize the energy of the foods that you were eating, the foods that you had access to support yourself, your physical body, and your spiritual body. So, for example, we'll work with the energy centers or the chakras. And what people don't realize is the energy centers are in alignment with your organ systems in your physical body. Let's say I'm recommending that you have some grounding foods because you're feeling stressed out. There's a lot going on in your day or around you or life. Obviously, you're feeling anxious and you're feeling a bit ungrounded. My recommendation would be to have some grounding foods, or to use a recipe that's a grounding recipe. And what that means is you're reaching for, say, vegetables that come from the earth. They come from the ground. Mm-hmm. So they're connected with Mother Earth and the power of that energy, that earth energy. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, most of those vegetables and those whole foods, they're also chock full of minerals, vitamins and minerals that are very, very soothing for our system, for our physical body. So they're full of magnesium, for example, which is calming and soothing for our physical body. So that would just be one example, but working all the way up through your chakra system, at each level, those same foods and the energy and the biophotonic energy and the minerals and the vitamins and the nutrients in those foods actually correlate to those organ systems as we go from energy center to energy center. So it's a very, very long explanation, but I felt like I had to kind of paint a picture for people to
great.
understand. That's essentially what Culinary Alchemy is. It's alchemizing and pulling it all in and using food as your vehicle, using food as your tool to really soothe your body, but also your energetic body, so your physical and your spiritual body.
I love it. Dr. Brook, any interaction?
I can't get the thing to come off these days. Sorry. Yes, I disagree. Yeah, you know me. I'll speak up if I got something to say, but I'm just curious. But God set me down today because every time I push the mute button off, it won't let me come back. So, but no, this is just good information. I'm enjoying it. Thanks.
All right, wonderful. Camille James.
Okay.
How's your Wi-Fi over there, Camille? I know you're in the mountains. Okay, we might have lost your phone right there. Dr. Rabb.
Very interesting. I'm just listening, really, because I've had a lot of talking myself this morning, so I don't need to do a lot. But I'm listening and learning.
Okay. All right, so look, let me transition into something I'm very interested in. Okay, so chef at this point, because we were talking about food and cooking. Okay, sometimes people are confused on how to cook things. Okay, and I know you're very good at this. Can you just share some topics or points that you think people should point out and know about how they can cook for their health and wellness coming from you, please?
How they can cook?
Sometimes people talk about, heating things up, sauteing, overcooking, these different things they dealing with natural foods. Most people still don't understand that. If you can share a little bit of love on that site, I think it'll help a lot of people because everyone's been locked up pretty much by the government for 12 months. They've been cooking on their own, thinking they're doing the right thing. But let's say they cook greens for 8 hours. What's that?
Yeah.
These different things. And when I see you so active in doing these things, I that's the first thing that comes to mind when I see you is you smiling, having something in front of you, making it happen. I mean, I'm old school.
I love it. Yeah, no, so I would say, one of the things that you want to remember when you're working with whole foods is the beauty of the fact that they're living things. Like all the plants, all the fruits, all the vegetables, these are living things. And so you want to put that vibrational frequency into your body.
Yes.
And, and so when you're working with foods, I would say if you consume them, that would be the best way to cook them if you're not having them raw. And so I'm not someone that pushes any kind of a raw food diet. Every person has a different disposition, and every person's gut biome is different, and whether or not that's digestible for people is different. But if you're going to cook foods, obviously you just want to keep that in mind. You don't want to cook the life out of the food that you have. So you want to cook it I don't want to confuse people. There's certain vegetables where you get more nutrients out of it if you do steam it or cook it a little bit first, like kale would be one of them. But if you enjoy having warm cooked foods or warm cooked vegetables, then just make sure they're not overdone, make sure they're still vibrant. And you know what that means because guys can tell us, and that would be the easiest way to measure it. The easiest way. I think anyone, whether or not you are an amateur cook or you're a professional cook, you can look at a piece of broccoli and you can tell the vibrancy of that broccoli.
But it's true, yeah.
I love
that.
I love it.
That's a very practical thing. Is it still looking vibrant? Because there is something about having warm food. Like I like warm food. My husband will eat anything. I'm very, very fortunate. He eats the same thing every day. He doesn't care. Just thank you.
Yes.
But I love the vibrancy thing. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah. So the other thing I would tell people is, remember, that I always tell people is just think of the rainbow. if the concept of culinary alchemy is going to take you a little bit to grasp, if connecting your energetic body and your physical body is a little bit too much for you to grasp, just think about the colors of the rainbow, and then thinking about eating the colors of the rainbow, and make sure throughout the course of the day you're getting colors in the form of vegetables and fruits throughout the course of your day into your body. Because not only would you just, you without even realizing, you're already supporting each one of those energy centers, but the vitamins and the nutrients and the phytonutrients that are in those vegetables and fruits, they will give you all the vitamins and minerals that you need. I mean, of course, quantity is a different thing. Some people need more of one than the other. Why supplementation can be very important, because the amount in one serving of carrots or broccoli may or may not be enough for you. But as long as you just have that in mind, just try and reach for fruits and vegetables that cover the span of the rainbow, then you're almost getting like the rainbow of phytonutrients, vitamins and minerals, and fiber as well. And you're also supporting your energy body. And
so that would be your definition of culinary alchemy, what you're sharing right now?
I think I gave you my longer definition already, but I think this is like a cheat sheet,
Yeah, that's cool. I like it. Just want to make sure they understand that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Look, if you're just tuning in, this is the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. We're talking with a lady that's got a lot of information. And I've got a couple more questions here. This is really good. Serena is on point. Let me tell you, she is a lovely lady that's doing wonderful things. We'll be right back.
Hey there, Detox Jenny here. Is your digestion poor, painful, or just plain stuck? If so, please consider doing a short 3 to 10 day juice cleanse with my company, Earthly Juices. You can visit us at bringmejuice.com. You will be surprised what a difference a short cleanse can make within your body and your overall well-being. Our organic farm-to-table juice cleanses are handcrafted to exclude your allergies and geared towards solving your health issues. Call 310-404-6804 and mention this show and receive a free quart of juice with your first order. You can also find us at www.bringmejuice.com. Or you could write us your detox questions at earthlyjuices@gmail.com. We can't wait to bring that juice to your doorstep.
I tell myself again and again, I'm happy about my favorite juice from Jen. I tell myself again and again, well, Earthly Juices, they make the best juice cleanse.
Hi, this is Dr. Nathan Rabb Jr., host of The Natural Way, which you can hear live on InnerlightRadio.com every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On The Natural Way, you will learn about alternative strategies to common medical practices to overcome some of the most common physical and mental maladies in the world today. The program is a live call-in show, so you can engage me by calling 310-928-7733 with your health-related questions. For private consultations, please call my office. That's at 310-419-4372. You can also reach me on the web at Dr. Dr. Nathan, Nathan, Rabb, Rabb.com. Be sure to tune in to The Natural Way every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, live on InnerlightRadio.com. The Healing Frequency. I'm Dr. Nathan Rabb. We see you on the air. Peace.
Historically, our ancestors lived 100% organic and natural, simply grazing off the green earth with fresh fruits and vegetables and blue oceans filled with seafood. Allowing your mind, body, and soul to be naturally healthy is how we were meant to live during this journey of our lives. We invite you to visit The Lifestyle Store. Once again, The Lifestyle Store, for all of your family's health and wellness needs. Simply click on the Lifestyle Store at www.createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Once again, www.createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Keep this in mind. Health is the new wealth.
That's right. Health is the new wealth. Hey, Dr. Brook, I think you were going to say something before we went to break.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking of like alchemy. I love that word because it's always about transforming things. And
yes.
But when we were cooking, it just seems to me, and because I lived this myself, it's a little scary when you hear somebody's a chef. You're like, oh, they know some magic that I don't have privy to, like, but it's just some, whatever we're gifted in and blessed in and interested in, we find our ways, right? So I always love somebody who loves doing something, like if you're a chef, you love to cook, presumably, or at least you're really good at it. So one of the things I learned years and years ago, my friend Brenda told me, I said, I just don't know. I hate measuring stuff. I'm not a precise person like that. And so I said to her, I just never know what to put in things. Like I have so much stuff in my pantry, but none of it gets used. And she said, you just smell it. Smell one thing and then smell the next and think if you like the smell of that together. And it's actually really served me. So I guess I'm just when you hear about people wanting to cook, what are some of your best tips that kind of help them jump over that little hurdle of like, I can't do this, I don't know enough?
Well, the first thing, and that's a great question, by the way. Thank you so much for that. I would say the first thing that I remind them of is if you love to eat, you can be a great cook.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
It's really all in your palate. It's really all about your palate. It's all about your sense of taste and smell. So if you know good, if you're a foodie and you love to eat, good food, you already have that built-in knowledge. You just don't realize it. And you think you have to go to school for it. Now, I'm not putting down anyone who went to culinary school. I clearly did. But, some of the greatest chefs in the world didn't go to a formal culinary school. And I have some classmates that went to culinary school that came out that still couldn't boil. So
I got it.
It's also,
that's the truth, man.
So much of it is very, very intuitive. And if you do follow me on social, whether or not you're following my recipes or my nutrition or my mindset, I'm always talking about how everything we need is truly within ourselves. So if you're in the kitchen and you feel intimidated because you don't know the name of those herbs that are sitting in those little pots that maybe someone gifted you for your birthday and you feel like you need to use it, taste them because that is your guide. Taste them, smell them, play with them, rub them in your fingers, and then you'll know. And because of your own palate. Like, I had that the other day at that restaurant, and it tasted really good. But there was a little bit of tartness and a little bit of sourness, and I like the crunch. I mean, we know so much already. So I have some people that get intimidated, and I'm always like, just try it, because what is the worst thing that can happen? Worst thing that can happen. Tastes terrible. You burn it. You toss it out. You try it again. It is no different than what we do.
Yeah. I wonder too, it might be about consciousness, because as you were saying all the words that you just said, I thought, when do we sit and say, I like the crunch, I like the spicy there? Like, I don't know, we kind of tend to eat just because that's what we need to do now. And I wonder what it would be like if all week long, all of us just kind of sat and went, oh, I like the doughiness of this, or I don't know what it is.
And that's a big part of what I teach in Culinary Alchemy, is just being really present with your food and being present in the moment of preparation. Because I walk people through an exercise when they're doing gratitude in the morning. It's just one tiny little step extra that I add, and if we have time here, I can share it.
Yes.
Okay, great. So for those of you that have a gratitude practice, this is already just going to be a small step that you'll add to it. For those of you that don't yet have a gratitude practice, you can start anytime this minute, like when we're off here tonight, tomorrow morning. And what you do is, for me, before you get out of bed, when you're going through the list of things you're grateful for, it could be 3 things or 30, whatever it is, other than just rattle off a list in your head out loud or even in a journal, I want you to connect to 1 or 2 of those things until you feel a physical reaction to it, like it becomes physiological. You're connecting. You're physiological, you're emotional. So you're thinking about your kids or your fur babies or your partner, or maybe that dish that your mama used to make and she only made it twice a year and it was the best dish ever, the best dessert, whatever it is, and your mouth starts to water when you're thinking about it. You've now activated these senses and that energy, that intention to it. You're going to then hold on to that feeling, connect with it, and you're going to take that energy and that feeling and that intentionality, and you're going to put it back into everything that you're preparing to put into your body or someone else, someone you love, like your family. So it could be that 1 lemon water you should be having first thing in the morning before your coffee or your tea, or your coffee or your tea, or your smoothie, or your breakfast, whatever it is. In the process of preparing that, you are connecting to that energy that you just felt, and you're putting that intentionally back into that food or that drink. And then that goes back into your system. And then that goes back into the people.
This absolutely works. I always remind my husband, our friends Rob and Renee, they stood up at our wedding. And they would cook together, and they both had a cutting board, and they'd cut things into the smallest pieces, and they'd talk and they'd laugh. And I don't care what they made. Every time you ate some of their food, you were like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing I've ever eaten in my life. And it's because they put their love and intention in it. There's a big difference. It's crazy how it absorbs all that. It absorbs the truth. Food.
It's so powerful. And that's, people talk about like that secret ingredient. So you can have your grandmother's recipe for apple pie and you follow it to the T, and she swears to you that she didn't leave off a single thing. That's her recipe. But it doesn't taste like what it tastes. It doesn't taste the same as when she makes it. And it's that energy of love. It's that there's a different energy that she puts in it because she knows she's going to be serving you. And that's the difference.
Absolutely.
And so it's incredibly powerful, and it also creates presence. And from a physiological place, when you're doing that, when you're taking that moment, just literally a moment to connect to that feeling and send that intention into the energy of the food you're preparing or that beverage, you're being present. And in that moment that you are able to be present, your body shifts into a parasympathetic mode. And so now your digestive system is ready to receive. And so it's just like our bodies are biochemical, and some of us may be in a super relaxed mode and a parasympathetic mode all day, but most of us aren't. We're running from meeting to meeting, podcast to podcast, client to client, and so you're kind of charged up all day. And you're kind of in, even if it's minor, you're kind of in this fight and flight mode. You're kind of in this sympathetic mode. And so when you're able to do that before you put something into your body, like a food or a drink or whatever it is, you're shifting your body into this different state. And now you can receive. And then you're going to receive those nutrients much better. So it only takes a moment. But yeah, that's all part of the teachings of Culinary Alchemy.
I love it. All right, so we're coming down to the end of the show here. We've got a minute or two. Serena, if you can go through and repeat everything twice, all of your contact information for the listeners. We'll have the show posted on createyourholisticlifestyle.com by Friday. If you can give your contact information out this time, great.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much for having me. You can find me at my website, which is serenaloves.com. You can also find me on all my social platforms. I'm most active on Instagram, and that's at Chef Serena Poon. So I'm sure you'll have it all spelled out, but it's just ChefSerenaPoon. And I think that's pretty much my handle everywhere except for Clubhouse. And on Clubhouse, it's just Serena Poon. But everywhere else, it's just Serena Poon. And the website is serenaloves.com.
I mean, that's awesome. So, my co-host, closing thoughts here for you. Starting with you, Camille. You got about 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, just saying I love the show. I love the topic. And when she was talking about gratitude and being able to receive the food and the nutrients, just reminds me of why we say our grace. Sometimes we just say it robotically. And we're not actually being intentional about it, but that's the purpose for saying grace.
Yes.
That's right. Yes. All right. Dr. Brook.
Yeah, I agree. Intention and time. Lunch today for my son and I was eggs made from, laid from chickens that are in our own house, or our own land anyway. Not our house. But I think it's something I'm really going to come back to, is the focus and what energy goes into the food that I'm making and eating. Thank you for what you shared with us on the show today. I think it's, it makes me think of that study where, like they talk to plants and then they scream and are mean to plants and grow differently. The food we eat was still alive. And so I wonder if that intention even just changes how it goes in. I mean, it's got to change everything. We know it does.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
They've given us a 30-second warning here. They've got me. All right. Listen, thank you so much, Serena. We'll be back in touch with you. And listen, all of you out there, thanks for tuning in this week. We love you. We'll see you next week. And let me tell you one thing. Share with a friend and look, show and give some love. We'll see you next week. Take care. This is the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We're out. Take care.
Peace and love. Peace and love. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us on the Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We are a globally hosted show dedicated to sharing holistic lifestyle events, practitioners, products and services, and useful information. Visit our website, createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Once again, createyourholisticlifestyle.com. Of course, our Facebook page is Create Your Holistic Lifestyle Show. We will see you next week.
Namaste.
Get yourself together.